Hey, it's me, Jonas. I'm currently on spring break, and that means there are only exams until I'm done with my second semester, until my first year at the University of Glasgow is completely finished. It's insane how quickly the time has gone, and I'm sure I'll want it back once I start my revision. Speaking of revision, I would like to share some thoughts with you about my first year at the University of Glasgow. So, here we go. So obviously, every fresher's first year starts with Freshers Week, and trust me, it's everything you could hope for. There's so much going on, so much input. Like, all the society and clubs want to get you involved, try and get you hooked, sign the mailing list, which I apply for way too many. But yeah, it's just a really fun time, and obviously there are so many parties every single evening. Probably one of my favorite moments was when Naked DJ. Now, I decided to take it easy the first year, to rather do too little than too much. And so I ended up only becoming a member to one society, and that worked out perfectly for me. So my academic year started off quite gradually, actually. It wasn't like smack bam, right off the bat, all this work got dumped onto me. It actually allowed me to, get used to the environment, to the kind of academic work that was expected of me, which is quite different from what I was used to from school. And alongside that, I had my society, got to meet a lot of new and exciting people. So all of that was very, very cool. But then midterm assessments came along. So for midterms, I had to write 2 essays, and for an entire week, I didn't have any classes in those 2 courses that I had to write the essays in. That kind of forced me to, think about how I wanted to structure and organize my work. I decided to be very strict with myself, to start early, set myself daily goals of how much work on my essays I wanted to get done, and that really helped me to, stay on track, be focused, and actually get through that entire process without being way too stressed. You'll always have a bit of stress. And that really showed me that I could actually do more than I was doing at that time. So by then I had settled in properly. I just, for example, knew my way around campus really well. One of the biggest challenges of the University of Glasgow is actually right behind me, those stairs, or rather what they indicate. The majority of the campus is situated at the top of this hill, and especially for first years who are not used to it, it can be quite challenging to have to walk up that hill every single day to get onto campus. Also things like having huge dinners with my flatmates once a month, for example for Thanksgiving. But also things like just having a weekly routine, knowing what to do every single day, and also incorporating sports into my schedule. So I'm in front of the Stevenson building right now where the gym is situated. I come here about twice a week because I try to balance my mental and physical activities. It's also just a really nice way to get out of the house and be active in a different way than, let's say, just studying. But really, I also just come here because there is a steam room and a sauna. So then the exam period for the first semester went by really swiftly, mainly because I was just really excited to get home for Christmas, and I probably should have studied a bit more for the exam, but I survived, and that was all fine, and yeah, it was just great to have that first phase done with. Back from the Christmas holidays, revitalized, refreshed, and 4 kilos heavier, I was ready for a second semester. This semester felt so much quicker, mainly because I didn't have this phase of getting to know everything and literally everything being exciting. So unfortunately I missed a bunch of lectures in 2 consecutive weeks right at the beginning of the second semester. I didn't skip them, I promise. However, it really taught me the feeling of trying to catch up on work, which is not great, trust me. Unfortunately, it also pulled all the way through to midterm assessments, where I again had 2 essays to write. I again tried to be very structured and organized about it, and it didn't work quite as well, as I said, because I was still catching up on work, but I got through with an okay amount of stress. And so I thought to myself, right, I can do more, and so I did more. Anyways, I joined one more society. So the rest of the year went by fairly smoothly. Nothing really exciting happened except snow days and industrial action, but you know. Anyways, it's spring break now, and I've only got 4 exams ahead of me before the second semester is over, and that's super exciting. If I would have to sum up my first year at the University of Glasgow, I'd say that it was more or less like a trial and error. It started off quite gradually, and I added more and more as I kept going, but always just as much as I could handle. And therefore, I got through the year with a manageable amount of stress. That's why I'm looking forward to my second year at the University of Glasgow and all that it has in store for me.